There we go.
Gosh, okay.
What's really great is that the on the sound pad you have A, B, C, and D, and this button is the D button. So I keep giving him the D, and he's starting to not like it as much. It's irritating him.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate you so much.
Now we're playing.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the 5-Star Jobbers Podcast. I'm Cody.
And I am very happy that liberals can't aim.
I never should have introduced him to that button, but now he's going to take full advantage of that and abuse that. Oh my gosh. Like I said, he's going to abuse it. But anyway, guys, I'm so glad that we're finally off of Zoom now.
It's nice.
It's nice to finally be in person for once. I mean, we've been traveling a lot. Well, you've been traveling more so, but it's nice to finally get back together and reconvene and just refresh our minds and everything and get back into the frame of just doing things in person.
Indeed.
But anyway, guys,
I enjoy being able to rip them in your presence and know that you're actually getting to enjoy them, as opposed to, we were on Zoom, I would rip so much butthole. And it didn't even pick up on the Zoom call. You couldn't smell it. It was like, are we even having a podcast?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's one thing I don't miss. But anyway, thank you guys for listening and thank you guys for watching our podcast. If you're new to the podcast, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can see all of our Season 2 episodes on there. If you want to listen to our podcast and just not want to see our faces, I completely understand that. But you can find us on all streaming platforms where podcasts are. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, anywhere that podcasts are streamed, we're there. Also, we are on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You can see all of our commentary content on YouTube, and you can see all of our other content as well as upcoming events on our social media pages as well.
OnlyFans.
No, we do not have that, nor will we have that.
Never say never.
I'm saying never. You do whatever you want to, but I'm not doing it. But anyways, we want to let you guys know of some upcoming events that are going to be going on here pretty soon. Some great shows that are going to be coming up. You don't want to miss out on them. First off, Kraken Pro Wrestling is back. July 20th at the Mott Littman Gym in Tifton, Georgia at 7 p.m.
Release the Kraken!
Oh, yeah. There's going to be some great matches. It's going to be a fantastic card. You don't want to miss out on it. We've already got one match that's already announced, and I, for one, am very much looking forward to this.
Oh, yeah, my man, the battle-tested warhorse, the king of Kraken Skulls, Kevin Cantrell, going one-on-one against Cody's worst nightmare, Charlie Anarchy.
Yeah, I'm hoping that he doesn't give me a wet willy like he did last time. Hopefully, they keep him in the ring and far away from the commentary table.
Yeah, you still have your herpes.
My gosh. Would you stop using that? Anyways, Kraken Pro Wrestling, July 20th in Tifton, Georgia, the Mott Littman Gym at 7 p.m. Go check it out. Go check out their Facebook page for more updates on that as well. Also, Guardians Legacy will be happening Summer of Champions on July 20th as well at the Rosenwald High School Gym in Panama City, Florida. Doors open at 6 and the bell time is at 7. If you want more information, go to www.guardianslegacy.com or go to their social media and find out more information as well.
And if you live in the West Florida, Panama City, Pensacola, I don't know, I'm not sure what the whole range is, but if you live in that general area, make sure to check out on the CW Sunday nights, Guardians Legacy on the CW.
That's right.
The network itself, so you can watch it, or on the Guardians Legacy YouTube channel, you will hear the absolutely gorgeous velvety tones of yours truly.
That's right.
As well as watch some amazing professional wrestling provided by the Guardians Legacy All-Stars.
That's right. Guardians Legacy Summer of Champions, July 20th in Panama City, Rosenwald High School Gym. Also, July 21st, the following date, Wrestle South will be going on at the YDMB venue at the Brooks Plaza in Albany, Georgia. Doors open at 2 and bell time is at 3. For more information, you can go check out their Facebook page at Wrestle South and go check out ticket information. A lot of great things happening this weekend. You don't want to miss out on it. Some fantastic shows happening. Go check it out. But for this episode, we kind of wanted to do something a little bit different. So, as most of you know, with the most recent passing in the world of wrestling, Sika, who is one half of the Wild Samoans, may he rest in peace, probably one of the most vicious and one of the greatest tag teams of all time, in my opinion.
I mean, probably one of the, if you want to talk about title collectors, talking about belt collectors, I mean, before the Dudleys, before the Bucks, going all the Wild Samoans were the belt collectors.
They were essentially the measuring stick for the tag team division during that time. Like, if you wanted to make it in the business, you had to go through the Wild Samoans.
Yeah, and I mean, these guys Afa and Sika were legitimate badasses.
Absolutely.
Legitimate, tough guys. They were the kind of guys that promoters relied on when it came to making sure that the business was protected. And if they didn't necessarily trust someone to protect the business, they put them in the ring with the Wild Samoans.
Yeah.
Because with Afa and Sika, most of it was pretty stiff.
Absolutely.
But, so to talk about the Anoa'i family or the Samoan dynasty as is, because it's not just the Anoa'is anymore. Obviously, before WrestleMania, there's been a lot of, I guess, topical conversation about this. And then, anybody who's a heavy-duty wrestling fan probably knows a good amount about the Samoan dynasty. So, for those who are either, more, not to say fair weather, but more, normal and not fanatic-like fans.
Yeah.
You've got girlfriends, you have better things to do on Friday nights. This will be informative, and for anybody who's getting secondary information, just sit down, shut up, and enjoy this beautiful face right here.
I don't know about that, but anyways.
Well, if you like that too, I mean, look at this. Look what he's got here. Isn't it nice? It's so good right there. Look at his little chin straps. They're so sweet. But the Anoa'i family, the Samoan dynasty started from a blood oath and the connection of two men. The High Chief Peter Maivia,
right,
and Anoa'i, who were blood brothers, so they weren't.
We'll throw out a disclaimer here. We're probably going to butcher these names, and we apologize to all of our Polynesian audience.
Yes.
So don't unsubscribe to us. We're doing the best that we can. We don't know Polynesian very well. We don't speak Samoa, and we are going to try the best that we can.
I've been called a cunning linguist many times in my life, but as far as Polynesian tongue, it could use a little work.
Yeah. But anyways, we'll start from the very top.
Anoa'i, and High Chief Peter Maivia were blood brothers. So not actual relation, but through a blood oath, they were family. And so we'll start on.
You want to start on Amatuan?
Yeah, we're going to start on the Anoa'i side, and then we'll go towards the High Chief, because the Anoa'i side definitely is the more robust, full part of the Samoan dynasty.
Definitely.
So Amatuana'i had a wife, obviously. His wife was known as Leoso Ripley, and they had Afa, Tumua, Afoa, and
Leati
and Sika. So yes, Leati would be Sika.
Yeah, Sika, and then Sipa,
and as well as Sipa, and then Vera. So Afa and Sika obviously are the Wild Samoans. We've just talked about them.
Right.
Afa is the father of Samula Anoa'i, also known as Samu.
And then Afa Anoa'i Jr.,
who's also known as Manu, and then
better known as
them together are the Samoan SWAT, the Samoan SWAT team.
Yep. So then you switch over to
and then we've got.
Oh yeah, I forgot one more.
And then through Alpha, you also have Bernadette Anoa'i, Lloyd Anoa'i, who is also known as LA Smooth, Monica Anoa'i, and Samula had a son named Lance Anoa'i. And I believe Lance Anoa'i was either in NXT developmental, or Lance was in some kind of developmental from WWE, but didn't make it to the main roster.
Yeah.
And like I said, not 100% sure where he is now.
Yeah.
But Tamua Anoa'i had a Reno Anoa'i, also known as Black Pearl.
Right.
Afoa Anoa'i had Rodney Anoa'i,
Better known as Yokozuna.
Yokozuna was a multi-time world champion for WWF.
At the time.
He passed in 2000, sadly, while he was I believe, working in Japan.
Yep.
And then
Sika
had
Anoa'i.
Matthew Anoa'i, better known as Rosie. Rosie was part of the 3-minute warning.
Right. And then
as
later
well as
a tag team with the Hurricane.
With the Hurricane. And so Matthew passed in 2017, and he is the older brother of, some would call him the High Chief, some would call him the head of the table.
Some would call him the Tribal Chief.
Some would call him the Tribal Chief, my apologies. But most people would call him
Roman Reigns.
So, yeah, through Sika, you have... let's say through Sika and Afoa, we have multiple championships in the WWF. And then moving on a little bit, we've got...
You got Vera.
Vera, who married Solafa Fatu Sr. Mm-hmm. And Solafa Fatu is the father of Umaga, the Tonga Kid, and Rikishi Fatu. So that is definitely some heavy hitters right there.
Definitely.
You've got the Tonga Kid, and the Tonga Kid, multiple-time champion throughout the independent scene. Had his own successful career in his own right. Edward Fatu, also known to by a lot of people as Eki, but better known to the world as Umaga. He was also, remember, he was Jamal.
Yeah.
Him and Rosie were together in 3-minute warning.
Yep.
So before that ended, and then to say Rosie went on to work with the Hurricane, and Eddie went on to become Umaga, and that would probably be his most successful
easily
character. And he passed
Intercontinental champion, ECW champion.
He main evented WrestleMania with Vince McMahon and our hopefully future president Donald J. Trump.
Man, I'll never forget that, the Battle of the Billionaires match.
Battle of the Billionaires and the Battle of their hair.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon was never meant to be a bald man.
No.
But we all knew Trump was not losing his hair.
No, there wasn't a chance.
He's been holding on to those strands for the last 30 years. There was no way he was getting rid of them.
Exactly.
But yeah, so...
but then going back to the Tonga Kid, then that bore Jacob Fatu,
who is now the enforcer for the Bloodline 2.0.
Right.
Jacob Fatu, we call him the
Samoan werewolf.
The Samoan werewolf.
And then also you have Journey Fatu.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then through Umaga, we have Zilla Fatu, who has yet to appear in any way, shape, or form. I would say if any other Samoans are going to pop up in this Bloodline story, it would probably be Zilla.
Yeah.
And a lot of people.
I don't know if he's going to be a part of the Bloodline, though. I think that he might join with Roman and the Usos.
And I think that's that's one of those things that's worth talking about in this segment is how everything's going to split down the line.
Yeah.
And we'll get to a little bit more of that in a second.
Yeah. We'll go through the rest of these, and then we'll kind of talk a little bit more about that leading up to SummerSlam.
But then as we go through the line to Salofa Fatu Jr., better known as Rikishi. Rikishi has multiple children. He got busy. He got down to work. You have Jimmy and Jay Uso, And through Jimmy Uso and his marriage, Trinity, or Naomi, is part of the Anoa'i Samoan dynasty.
Right.
Jay Fatu. And then you have Joseph Yokozuna Sifa Fatu, better known as Solo Sikoa. He calls himself the tribal chief right now, but we do not acknowledge him as the tribal chief.
We only acknowledge Roman.
Yes, we acknowledge
Roman Solo.
But I don't know. I kind of acknowledge the great one, the final boss.
Yeah, I'll acknowledge the final boss.
I acknowledge the final boss as my tribal chief.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure most of the stockholders,
yeah, they all acknowledge him
for
as the
TKO,
chief.
as he is without a doubt the highest ranking Samoan member in the professional wrestling world. Both in box office and in hierarchy.
Yes, definitely.
He sits even higher than my tribal chief Paul Levesque of the great nosed white man dynasty.
But then, so that's more of on the Anoa'i side of things. But then we go over to High Chief Peter Maiavia's side,
which is much shorter.
Yeah,
but very great.
Oh yeah.
So you have the High Chief Peter Maiavia, and the High Chief Peter Maiavia and his wife Leah Maiavia ran Polynesian professional wrestling. Which, it ran on both the Hawaiian Islands and the Polynesian Islands, and the Wild Samoans were regulars. Rocky Johnson was a regular. Polynesian Pro Wrestling had Macho Man Randy Savage, Andre the Giant, Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, Harley Race. It was Polynesian Pro Wrestling was very much one of the, successful territories during the territory day. They worked with the NWA situation. So they had a lot of traveling stars coming in and out. And so through that, Rocky Johnson met and married the daughter of High Chief Peter Maiavia and Leah Maiavia, Ata Maiavia. And through their marriage, they gave birth to one child, a great one child.
The great one.
Dwayne
the
Dewey
final boss.
Johnson, also known as The Rock. And The Rock, of course, what can't you say?
Yeah, multiple time world champion, Hollywood
box office star.
He's done it all.
Tequila, Terramana Tequila.
Yep.
Board member now of TKO.
Owner of USFL.
With his ex-wife Danny Garcia.
Right.
Maui.
Maui.
You're welcome.
Who also bore Simone Johnson, also known as Ava, who is the general manager of NXT currently.
She sucks.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of Ava as the general manager.
She's got about as much charisma as my left butt cheek in the morning.
I'll give you that one.
Thank you.
I'll give you that one.
It's a very uncharismatic butt cheek. My wife tells me it's the least charismatic of my parts in the morning. Some are rising stars and others are numbskulls. I'm working hard for the money today, guys.
We're going to abuse that so much.
Just like I abused... Never mind.
I was about to say, no. See, I stopped him from doing one. Thank you. All right.
Oh, well, you're never using that one again.
We're idiots, if you can't tell. We're just two idiots that have fun. We're talking about professional wrestling and messing with a soundboard on a podcast recorder. Yep. So
nobody wanted to give us a microphone, so we bought our own.
Exactly.
All right. But
and you can't stop us.
So, through the Samoan dynasty, we can't even count how many championships, titles, everything. But essentially, the Samoan dynasty, since the late 50s, early 60s till now, has had a predominant influence over all of professional wrestling during the territory days, during the what we would call the golden era of wrestling in the 80s with the Wild Samoans were the very first WrestleMania.
Yep.
Through the 80s, the great one, The Rock, in the 90s. And then let's say we've had Haku, we've had the Tongans and stuff like that, even in the 2000s and everything like that. Roman came around in the late 2010s, early 2010s. His rise, and possibly one of the best storylines ever.
Easily.
With the Bloodline storyline, it's still kind of going on, and it's in a new evolved form now.
Yeah.
But some of the highest box office matches, there has been a Samoan in almost, not every, but almost every WrestleMania.
Yeah.
There has been.
Yeah. 100%.
We can sit there and have a conversation about, best family dynasties or most influential. I don't think anybody can really name a family that's got as many accolades as this one.
Oh, yeah, easily. Well, the heritage and the prestige of this family is just second to none. It's incomparable to any other dynasty in professional wrestling.
Yeah,
the amount of championships won, just the success from almost every single person in this family.
Well, I said I don't think we hit on it, but I say with Tama Tonga and Tongaloa. So we've talked about the Wild Samoans, we've talked about the Samoan SWAT team. Tama Tonga and Tongaloa are the Guerrillas of Destiny, GOD, but they're also one of the original parts of the Bullet Club in NJPW. Yep. So not only in American wrestling have they been hugely influential, but internationally as well.
They've become like megastars, if you will.
And I guess a couple other honorable mentions. So she's part of the family through The Rock, but once again, this is a non-familial line connection. But Safanina Fanine, better known as Nia Jax, is also a member.
Yeah.
And then so is Superfly Jimmy Snuka.
Yes.
And his daughter, Tamina Snuka.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just...
Like I said, it's so much prestige and so many incredible individuals that have come through this family. Mm-hmm. And, I don't think we've seen the end of it.
No. We have new generations already coming. I see videos with Jay working with his son, and stuff like that. And obviously, I think his son's not even a teenager yet.
Nah,
but you can already see
he's already starting to get bit by the bug.
Yeah. We will probably continue to have Samoans in professional wrestling for the foreseeable future.
Absolutely.
So great respect and honor given to the Samoan dynasty, the Samoan family. Respect and honor to Sika and to his family. I saw some of the videos of the funeral or the celebration of life, because that was one of the really cool things was the videos of the celebration of life. It wasn't a bunch of tears and crying and people being sad. It was a lot of laughter. There was a lot of dancing.
Yeah.
There was a lot of joy. So you can
I just love that.
Yeah. The Polynesian Samoan culture and everything like that, it's so ingrained in everything they do. But there's something that there's just something about Samoans that makes them great wrestlers, and I think it has to do with the fact that they're all very, very tough. Anybody who's familiar with the tribal tattoos and the process of what's called umaga, which is the end, or this is the whole process that goes into those tribal tattoos that are still done not with a tattoo gun, but with actual, old fashioned hammer and nail, hammer and needle tools. Very, very tough, very strong people.
Yes.
So the bloodline is not just a story. The bloodline is real life becoming art. And now to get down into, I guess, a little bit less genealogy and a little bit more professional wrestling.
Yeah.
What's going on with the bloodline?
Well, right now you got Solo Sikoa, and then you got Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, and now Jacob Fatu as part of the Bloodline 2.0, I guess we'll call it now.
And he's full on coming out and saying, as of Friday, I guess for a while, there was this painted idea that Solo was doing the bidding of Roman while Roman was gone,
right?
And then it became apparent without necessarily being said that Solo was going into business for himself, and I think that was the picture that was painted very much by Paul Heyman and his hesitance with everything.
Yeah.
But then now that Paul has been put out, and when he wanted Paul to acknowledge him, and Paul would not do that. And then as of this last Friday, he comes out and says straight up, Roman dropped the ball.
Yeah.
And I am the new tribal chief. So now we know that when Roman comes back, chances are he's not going to come for Cody first.
No.
He's going to be coming for Solo.
Absolutely.
So does Roman come? Does he?
Oh my gosh.
But
I'm blocking those buttons from now on.
Roman definitely will come. But will he arrive at SummerSlam?
That, I would say, is the $1 million question.
Because I think he does need to arrive at SummerSlam.
Well, here's the thing,
so that he may have the time for Survivor Series, for War Games.
Well, here's the thing, like Survivor Series is still a ways away because you've got after SummerSlam, then you got Bad Blood in October, and so I just don't know if SummerSlam is the time for him to come back. I feel like it'd just be too soon. But I don't know. That's just my opinion, because with that, then you've got to try and no, I take that back, because now that I think about it, during that time when from SummerSlam until now, then you can try and build it up where Roman's trying to bring Jimmy and Jay back on his side, and then recruit maybe another Anoa'i family member.
Yeah, you're getting it. Yeah. So yeah, if Roman so obviously you've got the title match. I think they pretty much made that set in stone this last Friday at SmackDown. You've got the title match, Cody versus Solo. Cody's not losing.
No, he's not.
So to me, it makes sense for Roman to make his tribal triumphant return via SummerSlam. Because what makes the most sense, obviously, is Bloodline 1.0 versus Bloodline 2.0.
Right.
But in order to have Bloodline 1.0, you've got Roman. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to bring the Usos back. Now, right now, Jimmy and Jay, just because Jimmy got ousted by Solo does not mean Jimmy and Jay are back in good graces with one another.
Right.
Those guys they've got to come together, and then they've also got to come together to Roman. Roman has got to somehow make amends with both the Usos and bring them back together.
Right.
And you still, at that point, you've got Roman, you've got Jimmy, and you've got Jay. You're still one man short.
So then that begs the question, who's going to be the fourth man?
To me, and I just think...
We've kind of talked about this in passing.
To me, and I just think this... I want to get Usi with it. And you've got a guy who I think is going to lose his Intercontinental title at SummerSlam to Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
What better opportunity to bring everything full circle than to have Sami Zayn back, bring him back in somehow? Because Kevin has definitely been all out war against the current bloodline. And say he wasn't on SmackDown because, family needs and things going with his own family in real life.
Right.
But I don't think I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility for Sammy to be brought back, for one night. But say Sammy is not the fourth member. Who's the fourth member?
See, that's where I think they got to go with someone that's in the bloodline, or someone that's in like the Anoa'i family. And I'm thinking that you possibly, not sure how it would work, but that's where you might try and recruit Zila.
Zilla. I mean, so yeah, Zilla is currently working. He is a working professional wrestler. So I mean, it definitely is a possibility that Zilla could be brought in. I don't think we're going to see The Rock until the road to WrestleMania.
Honestly, that'll probably be around like Royal Rumble, maybe.
Well, yeah, I think what's going to happen is at some point, like I said, I think this battle will come to a head at Survivor Series.
Yes.
And then I think that Roman will turn his attention to Cody.
Yes.
How that plays out, what goes on there, whether he becomes the champion or not, that the entrance of The Rock will come in during the renewed rivalry between Cody and The Rock. I think Cody and Roman will probably have a title match at Royal Rumble, and The Rock will make a return and probably either screw Roman out or screw Cody out of the title, and then it'll be either Roman versus Rock purely for Tribal Chief title, or for Tribal Chief title and WWE title.
I mean, the possibilities are endless right now. So, I mean, all we can do is just wait and see how things are going to play out and see how this new Bloodline Civil War is going to come to fruition at Survivor Series. But either way, I'm beyond excited to see how this plays out.
Oh yeah, I mean it's absolutely
going to be awesome.
I mean it's fantastic, and I'm every time on SmackDown I get to watch Jacob Fatu do his thing. I'm just like the announcers were saying on Friday, someone his size and with his strength should not be able to move the way that he does.
100%.
I mean, like the moonsaults, the springboard, split leg moonsault.
It's crazy.
I mean,
he is a freak. Like
100%, like just a freak.
Yeah.
If he could talk, and I'm not saying he can't, it's just not necessarily the thing he does best.
Well, I mean, he doesn't really need to, because I mean, he's more so the enforcer. It's like when Solo was part of the Bloodline, or like basically the enforcer for Roman. He didn't really say much, but he said what he needed to say in like maybe 3 or 4 words.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, if Jacob Fatu could get to a point where he could really do promos, he could be a world title competitor. I mean, when you have a guy with that level of athleticism, that dominating of a personality, all you need at that point is just the ability for him to have conversations with his competitors.
Yes.
And he's very much a Umaga type character where it's a lot of screaming and grunting, not a whole lot of captivating dialogue.
Yeah.
Solo went from the strong silent type to now having to be a communicator, and that's where he's struggling. That's where they're working to improve him. Now, they did a really good thing on Friday night, and we'll get more into this on ups and downs, but they did do something very well on Friday night. After the win on at Money in the Bank, they didn't take their heat away this last week. They kept the heat going.
Yeah.
And they had Cody and Randy, but they were still outnumbered. They were still beaten down. At the end of the night, the Bloodline was still reigning supreme. It wasn't like they didn't catch up with the numbers. They didn't even out. They didn't powder out the bad guys. The Bloodline finished really, really strong.
Yeah.
I still would like to see it get to that next level of brutality. I get that it's not, but
we're getting there.
We're getting there
slowly but surely. Netflix is right around the corner. So.
Well, and I'm just saying, Solo's getting better, not real quick, but slowly but surely. And let's say this last week's promo was definitely more engaging than he's been able to be in the last few promos. So everything's really working up there. And like I said, by the time we get to Survivor Series, I expect that we're going to see the war between the Samoans.
Yeah.
And I am just shut up and take my money.
Exactly. It's like, here, take it all. Take it all. It's going to be awesome. But anyway, guys, it's time for some high spots and botches. I'll have to put that in there as one of the sound bites as well, but we'll see how it works out.
I can make artificial sounds. I mean, I can make natural sounds instead of artificial ones.
I want artificial. Keep it artificial. No, put it away. Put it away. Not right now. Not ever. Never, ever again.
Well, the good news is I haven't been traveling for the last few days, so I no longer have a traveling gut.
Yeah.
But man,
that's worse.
Dude, I had a traveling gut, and whoo-wee, I tell you what.
I can imagine.
You know, they glue the windows shut in hotels nowadays so you can't jump out of them, which is good because I would have in the middle of the night.
But anyway, so as far as high spots go, I'm done. I'm blocking that out. You're never going to be able to push that button again. Nope. Don't even think about it. Nope.
There we go.
Gosh. Okay.
What's really great is that the on the sound pad you have A, B, C, and D, and this button is the D button. So I keep giving him the D, and he's starting to not like it as much. It's irritating him.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate you so much.
Now we're podcasting.
Anyway, so as far as high spots go, I can't even focus right now. I'm going to have to do so much editing. It's not even funny. I hate you so much. But anyways.
I took his breath away, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and not in the good way. But anyway, as far as high spots go, I'll say this. I mean, I didn't really have a whole lot, but I'll say this. AEW this week was better. I won't say it's 100%, but it is getting better.
It was substantially better this week. We had matches. Every match meant something. Every match had a reason for happening. The announce team laid it out. So at no point was there a match where I was like, "Oh, this is just a match. It doesn't matter." Like when I would pick up my hand and be like, "Okay, is this going to be a match that I'm going to kind of race through because it's just going to be another 20-minute, same thing all the time?" Yeah. No, the matches had good pacing. The commentators laid out the importance. There were segments that moved stories along. There were matches that moved stories along. It was a very sensible, creatively influenced segment. Segment after segment after segment. I was really, like I said, was it perfect? No, but honestly, it was night and day from how it has been, and the segment with Tony and Mariah.
That was probably the best segment of the night.
They just went from having, say with bringing Britt Baker back and with what's going on right now, AEW fully has one of, if not the most engaging female storylines in professional wrestling going on right now.
Definitely.
Like between what's going on with Mercedes and Britt, and now you've got Tony and Mariah May. No, they have actual the female side of AEW is on fire.
Yes.
With MJF and Will Ospreay, the promo back and forth between those two as well, fantastic. MJF. When he came back, he came back and they knew that he was going to come back and be cheered. So they leaned into that, but they quickly figured out a way to get him back to being MJF.
Oh, yeah. And it doesn't take much. It doesn't take long.
No, it doesn't. But he did such a good job because it is a difficult spot to be in when you become so beloved for being so entertaining that you're still trying to be a diabolical true heel. Not a heel that the fans love, but an actual heel that the fans will legitimately boo. And the fans, if you were watching, the fans were legitimately booing. They're mad.
Yeah.
Like he's got them again. and it's just a work of art.
Oh yeah,
the way that MJF is able to do that.
Knows how to work the crowd. He knows the business inside and out. Like, he is probably one of the best in the business currently.
We know also that we're going to have Daniel Bryan versus Swerve Strickland for the world title at All In. It's going to be a fantastic match, and the thing that still just kind of that gets me, Swerve can talk, but he can't hype a match.
No, he can't.
Like, he can talk and he can hype himself. Like, he's very good at talking and either getting heat or getting himself over. But when you put him with somebody else and they've got to have a dialogue, there's something gets lost. That's my only.
I don't understand that. Like, I just don't see how. And it's been a recurring theme for him ever since he became champion. Well, I'd say before he became champion.
Even before he became champion. Yeah. I mean, like, they had segments here and there where, like, they would do things to get heat on him, but, like, put him in the ring against another guy. And it's not bad, but it's not good either.
Right.
And I just, that's the one thing. Like, he's not going to get to that next level until he can talk people into the arena. And he can't do that. Like, I still haven't, I have not watched a Swerve Strickland promo that makes me go, I've got to watch this match.
Yeah.
Now, Swerve versus Daniel Bryan, okay, it's going to be a great match. There's no question about it. This is very much Daniel Bryan's swan song.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for that alone, you're going to have buy-in. But like I said, the actual card on Wednesday night was done really, really well. It's all. I mean, I'm kind of always going to be happy for anything during the Owen Hart, just because anytime anyone's going to talk about Owen Hart, and Martha Hart was there, and I don't know if you caught this, but Willow, her outfit was the Danger. It was an homage to the Danger outfit that Owen wore during the later part of his career, and was before when he was pairing up with the Nation of Domination, and then when he paired up with Jeff Jarrett before he passed. That was the Danger outfit was the one that he wore. So
right.
I thought that was a really cool touch, and I really appreciated that from Willow. And then having Jeff Jarrett there, it got me all up in my feels just because of all that. But it was a really good episode from AEW Dynamite. And as much as we crap on it, as much as we critique, this is what I wanted. I wanted to, like, I watched Monday night, it was good. I watched Wednesday night, it was good. I watched Friday night, it was good.
Hey, I'm even starting to get back into NXT right now just because of the partnership they've got going on with TNA right now.
Dude, oh my gosh, yeah, we didn't even talk about that yet. But yeah, Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Okay? Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Hopefully that's not going to be copywritten, but we'll see.
Don't sue us
Please.
For being believers.
Exactly. We believe
in Joe Hendry. But yeah, NXT, give it to Sean. Sean
knows what he's doing.
Sean knows what he's doing. And
like you said, you got Joe Hendry in there now. We got Ethan Page, Sean Spears, the Rascals reuniting.
Yep. I mean, NXT is getting into that next gear. Like, when Vince came in and turned it into tie-dye NXT and just absolutely took a huge deuce on it.
Yep.
I mean, he did to NXT what he did to that girl Janelle's face. But he totally stopped the momentum, and it's taken a long time to fix all the mistakes that were NXT 2.0.
Yeah.
And it's taken a long time, but we've gotten back to where NXT actually is a good product on its own and not just a developmental, product. And we have that ability to go to that next gear where talents not only are getting over, like well over in NXT, but you could actually take talent from other rosters and bring them down to NXT and use them if they're not being used on Raw or SmackDown, and it wouldn't be considered a demotion.
Right.
So with TNA and NXT working together, I mean, obviously, I think it helps NXT more than it's helping TNA.
Yeah.
We're definitely getting their top. WWE is definitely getting more of TNA's top talent.
Yes.
What TNA is getting in return is not exactly the same. Like, they're not getting Trick Williams.
Right.
They're not getting
Ethan Page.
Oh, they're not getting Roxanne Perez. And then in the news, did you hear? So Mercedes Moné had her match at Forbidden Door against Stephanie Vaquera.
Right. Oh yeah.
For the
literally, she
the
signed with WWE
and then
2
the
days
next
later.
day she signed with NXT, so she's impending and she's phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
So that's going to be a great addition to NXT. But we can pretty much say that as soon as Jordan's contract runs out with TNA, I think Jordan Grace is going to be either on NXT or in WWE. And
Easily.
I, for one, want to see Jordan Grace versus Rhea Ripley.
Talk about take my money. Yeah. Take
my money and talk about lift this table. Like
I'll give you that one.
The temperature's rising, and so are other things.
Anyway, so as far as botches go,
I like it, the big women,
what did
the
you
big
have?
bumping ladies.
My gosh. Anyway, as far as botches go, what did you have on yours? Because I didn't really have anything big. Only botch I put on there was you done messed up, Dom Dom.
My biggest. I don't think that was a botch. I think that's exactly what was supposed to happen. And I mean, like I say,
I'm just talking about on his end. He is in big trouble with mommy.
I don't think you understand this, but it's a story, Cody.
I know it is. I'm just saying.
It's not a botch.
I'm just saying.
You're an idiot. I'm just saying.
I know. I come by it honest.
Okay. All right. So back to it.
Anyway, back to you guys.
The only botch I really have, and this comes as no surprise, Nia Jax segment with Bayley. Was she trying to insult her or put over her ass?
I don't know.
Because
I'm not really
BBL,
sure.
when she called her BBL, which BBL standing for Brazilian butt lift,
Right?
that's not an insult.
Yeah.
So like I heard it, and like at first I had to scratch my head because I was like,
It's like,
Does
she
that-
mean that as an insult?
does
or
that
how does
mean what? Did she mean to use? I don't think it means what you think it means.
Yeah.
You know,
said
in
it a lot.
the great words of Inigo Montoya, you said
a lot.
I don't think it means what you think it means. So that was really kind of my only botch. And I mean, anytime Nia Jax is in the ring for more than 5 seconds, to me, it's a botch.
Yeah. Here's $1 million question for you. Do we think that Tiffany Stratton cashes in at SummerSlam?
You know, I think they're gonna stretch that out a little longer. I don't know how long. I'll be interested to see if Nia Jax wins at SummerSlam, and I really hope she doesn't. But there's a possibility, like, she'd won Queen of the Ring, so it would kind of be a wasted thing for them to not have her beat Bayley. And it's not like they're doing anything great with Bayley's title run currently.
Right.
If Big Dum Dum wins and her whole championship reign goes on, I think Tiffany's going to be in the background, and it's going to be that tease the entire time of when does she turn on Nia.
Yes.
And, you know, they're going to talk about how she can try to cash in on Rhea or Liv or, I mean, whoever's the world women's champion. I mean, I think Rhea's coming back. I don't necessarily know that Rhea's going to immediately beat Liv for the title. I think Liv might squirrel away one. But it's very possible that Tiffy Time will tease a cash in on Raw.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think we know that her cash in is going to come in on the SmackDown side. And I think that at some point it will come in on Nia. It's just a question of how long are they going to meet it out?
Right.
Because they very much do have a good little relationship going, both on screen and off on social media and things like that. So I think that's where the storyline goes. It's just a question of how long are they going to build that storyline.
I mean, they could possibly go all the way to WrestleMania.
That's what I'm saying. Like they could go a very long time with it. The question is how long will Nia, if she has the title, how long will Nia have the title? And to say if Nia doesn't win the title, she loses to Bayley, and then she loses her crap on Bayley afterwards, and then Tiffy cashes in, and we're actually on Tiffy time for the title. What does that do for the relationship? And would Nia pretend to be happy for her for a while and then eventually screw her over? Or would she get angry right then at the beginning of it and try to get the title from her immediately? Right. There's a lot of creative avenues for that. Either way, I think that Tiffany Stratton did a great job when she came out onto SmackDown and presented herself as the Money in the Bank champion. Chelsea Green's segments post Money in the Bank, just as I knew they would be, were fantastic, with her wearing the C collar, standing outside of Nick Aldis's office all night long waiting to talk. No, I so wish that she would have won it, but I mean, I'm still happy that Tiffany Stratton won it. No, I think it's really, I mean, what's going on right now is great. Like I said, this was a great weekend in professional wrestling. There were, good Monday night, good Wednesday night, good Friday night. Like there was nothing that I watched and thought, man, I just wasted 2 hours or 3 hours of my day. Right. So, I will always be happy with that. But they say, if I had to pick one and only botch, it will always involve Nia Jax. And Nia Jax's ability to cut someone down in a promo. Yeah. Tell me if I have a BBL, I'll take that as a compliment all day, every day. Also call you a liar because I have what's called pancake ass or frog legs. I don't know where to go. I have a rare French disease called noacetol.
That's the last one you get. That's the last one we do. I said corrected. Anyway, guys, that's our episode for this week. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for watching. Like we said before, go find us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You can see all of our content on here. Also, upcoming events. I want to remind all of you guys, Kraken Pro Wrestling, July 20th, Mott Littman Gym in Tipton, Georgia at 7 p.m. Also happening July 20th, Guardians Legacy Summer of Champions at the Rosenwald High School Gym in Panama City, Florida. Doors open at 6. Bell time is at 7. Also, July 21st, Wrestle South at the YB&B venue in the Brooks Plaza in Albany, Georgia. Doors open at 2. Bell time is at 3. Go check out those events. It's going to be great. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for all of your support. But hey, don't forget, we've got a goal. By the end of this year, we need you to subscribe. Send this to all of your friends because we're trying to get 300 subscribers before the year is out.
That's a very easy number. All you got to do is get each of you to get one friend to subscribe, and then we're done.
That's it. As simple as that.
Or you can tell one friend, and they tell two friends, and they tell two friends, and they tell their friends, and so on, and so on. And then you could be at the ground level of a huge, nationally known, viral podcast, and that's cool.
It is.
Like, you support, like I said last week, you support all these people you don't even know. You could come see us, and we're cooler than those people. Well, I'm cooler than those people. He's kind of weird, but you know what? He's cute and he's sweet.
Aw, thanks,
sweet.
John.
He's sweet.
Thank you. But anyway, guys, like we always say, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. But as always, keep it 5 stars.